Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching from. Please say hello as you come on live and let me know where in the world you're located, because I know we have people from all over the world in this group, which is so exciting, and I'm always curious where people are watching from. Today, I'm going to cover an important subject, especially for us ladies. A super important subject today about self-care, because we can all use more self-care, right? Say yes if you can have more self-care in your life. Say yes down below. My name is Linda Terjesen. My company name is LTLTE. After my initials, it stands for Learn to Love to Exercise. And I am 52 and a half years old, and I'm in the best shape of my life. I have lots of energy, and I practice self-care as often as I possibly can. I love to take care of myself, and I'm going to go into my 8 steps to practicing self-care and why this is so important for you, especially these days with everything that is going on, because we have more stress than normal, right? Hey, Jen, say hello as you're coming on. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know how many hours per day do you practice self-care every single day? How many hours per day? Hey, Carol, good to see you. Thanks for coming on. So for me, I practice self-care at least 2 hours. I would say probably 3 hours a day. And there's a lot of hours in the day, right? We have 24 hours. And I would also love to know, how many hours do you sleep? Let me know below. I sleep 7 hours. 7 hours is perfect for me to sleep. And that leaves me with a lot of hours to not just work, because life is not all about work, even though we are entrepreneurs and there's always a lot to do. It's not just about work, it's about taking care of ourselves. Because remember, when you fly on the airplane, what they always say, put the mask on yourself first, right? Put the mask on yourself first and then put it on your children. So it's very important for you to take care of yourself first so that you can better take care of your business, your kids, your house, your husband, and your errands and everything else that you got to do. Because the more you take care of yourself, the more energy you're going to have. The more energy you have, the more productive you're going to be. I'm just getting rid of some notifications popping up on my phone. So if you're constantly rushing around like every day and you get to be super tired and you don't get through everything that you want to get through, which is normal because usually our to-do list keeps growing, then what I say, it's time to chill out. It's time to chill out, and it's time to take care of you, because you are the most important person there is. Because if you don't take care of you, then you're gonna decline, and without you, then there is no you, right? So taking care of yourself, super, super important. Who's ready for number 1? Hit me with a number 1 below and keep it going all the way to number 8, because I'm gonna have 8 steps for practicing self-care. So hit me with a number 1 if you are ready for number 1. And again, one thing I want to point out, which is super important, is that it is not, and I repeat, it is not selfish to take care of yourself. Because when you're selfish, it means that the world revolves around you, and this is not the case. This is more about giving yourself time, giving yourself attention, being compassionate, being kind with yourself, including yourself. Hey, Angel, good to see you. Thanks for coming on, even though I can't really see you, but I saw your name pop on. Let me know where in the world you're watching from, and let's make this interactive. Let me know how many hours per day you practice self-care and how many hours per day you sleep. And I will go into step number 1 as to practicing self-care, why it's so important, especially again for the entrepreneurs. So first one is something you may not even think of as much, and it is to be aware of your words. And I would encourage you to repeat my bullet point, my main point, my main step in the comments, because if you write it, it's going to sink more in here. And that's what we all need, right? Because we listen and we read so many things every day, all throughout the day. But if we're not repeating it, by writing it, by saying it, it's not going to sink in. It's just going to pass by just like everything else that we continue reading, right? Hey, Deanne. Hey, Patrice. Thanks for coming on. Let me know where you're watching from. All right, so number 1 is being aware of your words. Hit me with a number 1, hit me with a number 2 in the comments. So being aware of your words, you can kind of think back to like when you grew up, right? You probably had one of your parents, or maybe both, tell you to like watch your mouth, watch your language, all that stuff. And that was usually pertaining more to you saying a bad word, right? A filthy word, a cuss word, something that you shouldn't be saying, especially at that age, or as in respect to your parents. But this is more about the words that you tell yourself, the words that you tell yourself every day. And this goes back to the thoughts that you have, which leads to your feelings, to your behavior, to your actions, to your attitude. So a lot of times we are super hard on ourselves, and we get frustrated with ourselves, and we tell ourselves that, you know, we're stupid, we're not cut out for this, we're moving too slow, we're not doing it right, you know, we keep failing, all this stuff over and over again that we keep repeating in our mind. And the more we repeat it, the more it sinks into the mind. So if you do this, please let me know if you have a specific word that you tell yourself. Because sometimes it's just something that comes up like, ah, man, that was stupid of me, or I'm an idiot, or something like that. And you may not even think about it, it may just come. So I would love to know if you have a specific word that you say to yourself. So what you can do instead of this, what I encourage you to do is to really focus on what you're thinking, and focus on what is this word that you say to yourself, and how can you change that word to a more positive word, and how can you focus on what you did accomplish today versus what you didn't do. So focus on the positive, focus on how far you have come versus constantly beating yourself up, because that's what we do a lot of times, especially women and especially entrepreneurs, because we all know it's not easy being an entrepreneur, right? Am I right? I don't think it's easy, but I think it's enjoyable. And if you're passionate about what you do, then it makes the ride worth it, the ups and the downs. All right, so tell yourself a positive word. Tell yourself, hey, I accomplished this today, and I made this, and I got this done, and I can check it off my list finally. And I'm so proud of myself. I did really good today. And believe those words. Super important. Believe those words, okay? Are you ready for number 2? Hit me with a number 2 all the way to a number 8. All right, number 2. I call it chill out. Chill out. Meaning make peace with yourself, okay? It's not a race. It's not a competition. Everyone goes at their own pace. And stop comparing yourself, because everyone is different, and we all have something that we struggle with. We all have something that happened in our lives that maybe set us back a little bit. A few days ago, I found out that my uncle in Norway, where I grew up, passed away. And it was a really sad day for me on Sunday, and I decided I'm not going to work today. I'm going to just take the time out to care for myself and distract myself a little bit and do something else because I didn't want to sit around and cry all day basically. And I've just kind of slowed down a little bit since then because I realized that it is important to take time out for ourselves. And the more we do that, the more we give ourselves some breaks, the better we're going to feel. And actually, the stronger we're going to come back the next day. It's sort of like I tell my clients to take a rest day because I help primarily women with their health and improving their health and mainly weight loss. And a lot of people, when they get started on something, they're so gung-ho and you're like, go, 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 go. And they want to keep exercising. And I say, take a rest day. Maybe even take 2 days off, right? So my mom is elderly and she goes to the gym 5 days a week and she gets tired. And I said, Mom, just instead of waiting like 3 or 4 days before you take a day off, take a day off after 2 days. So cut yourself some slack, okay? Give yourself a break. And another way you can do this is something that we all do typically is we all multitask. We multitask. We're never just doing one thing, right? We're making coffee, we're making something to eat, we're on the phone, we have a ding over here, a ring over here, there's somebody talking over there, there's always something going on. We're in so many places, getting pulled so many places. And when you keep multitasking, it's really hard to focus. So if you can focus on one task at a time, you're not only going to reduce the overwhelm, you're also going to get something done. And it's much better to be able to check off one thing on your to-do list than to have constantly your to-do list growing and not even checking off one task. Do you agree with that? Let me know if you multitask on a regular basis or if you focus more on one task at a time. And there's of course several ways we can do this, but I don't want to get into all the details because I only have about 17 more minutes, so I want to be cautious of the time. All right, who's ready for number 3? Give me number 3 below. This is a big one that a lot of people do. A lot of people do. So hit me with a number 3 below. Okay. Number 3 is to stop scrolling. Oh my gosh. This is so big and so many people do this, mainly on their phone, right? You have your phone or you have a tablet and you open up, it's usually Facebook, maybe Instagram, but you keep scrolling, reading through. The list goes on and on and on and on. And before you know it, an hour's passed by, maybe 2 hours have passed by, and you've essentially wasted this time just looking at the feed. And some of these people that you're looking at, you don't even know who they are. Maybe it's sponsored ads and you click on something and you meant to log on to Facebook to look at something, but then you got pulled in this direction and then they posted something and then that led you to another post and you're just spinning around. So there's a lot of ways you can change this. If it's on a desktop, there's actually something that you can install. I have it installed where I see just a positive quote every time I open up Facebook. And when I go to my phone, I have everything because you can't really stop the scrolling there as far as I know, but I spend very little time scrolling. And you can set a timer for yourself so that you stop the scrolling. You limit the time because if not, again, time can go by so fast and we can waste a lot of time. So instead of scrolling through all of that, because sometimes, you know, it may be positive stuff and we may love to see like when other people are traveling or eating good food or making money or success or all this stuff. But other times it can have the opposite effect. People can get jealous, they can get competitive, they can get frustrated, they can get angry. So we don't want all of that stuff happening and it can easily happen to certain people. So instead, pick up the phone, right? Your cell phone, your smartphone, and call a friend. Use FaceTime so you can see their face instead of just scrolling through, right? Hit me with a number 4 if you're ready. I got 5 more for you. Number 4, who's ready for number 4? All right, number 4 is to prioritize yourself. To prioritize yourself. So how can you best do this? Number 1, when you wake up in the morning, instead of hitting the snooze button and snoozing a few times and then, oh my God, you didn't realize you hit the snooze button like 5 times and now it's super late and you've got to jump out of bed and you've got to get all this stuff done and you're rushing around and you spill your coffee and you got to drive your kids somewhere or you got to run to the grocery store because you're out of creamer for your coffee and you're doing all this stuff and rushing around and you say, okay, I'm gonna exercise at the end of the day because I have no time right now. Well, guess what? It's gonna come to the end of the day, you're gonna be exhausted and the exercise is not gonna happen. So I always tell my clients, take time for yourself first thing in the morning. Set a date with yourself. Schedule it on your calendar. Spend time meditating, spend time journaling, spend time focusing on your goals, on your daily targets, spend time writing stuff down, and spend time moving your body and eating breakfast. Do all that. And if you start the day with meditating, you start the day without hitting the snooze button, instead give yourself whatever time you need to sleep. I would love to know how many hours. For me, it's 7. Give yourself 7 hours and then get out of bed. Put that phone, put that tablet, the computer, put it in another room. Don't have a TV in your bedroom. Stop all those electronics an hour before you go to sleep to let your brain relax. Because, are you ready for number 5? Number 5 is sleep well, meaning sleep between 7 and 9 hours and get consistent sleep, 7 to 9 hours every day, going to bed, waking up at a consistent time on most days. Give or take a little bit of time on the weekend, but be as consistent as you can. And also make sure you have quality sleep. This is where the electronics need to go away. And this is where you need to make the room cozy, make it cool, make it dark. Spend the last hour before you go to sleep reading something that you enjoy reading. Not something dramatic or anything, but something fulfilling, something inspiring. And meditate maybe right before you go to sleep. Think about what you want to achieve right before you go to sleep so you can get those goals into your brain and you can think about them and you can dream about them as you are sleeping, okay? And spend a little time to snuggle. Snuggle with your hubby, your boyfriend, or maybe your pet, or maybe just your favorite pillow, something. So go to sleep quiet and calmly. And then number 6 is to give yourself a gift. To give yourself a gift. This means that, know how we go to the store and maybe our neighbor has been taking care of our cat like he does for me, and then I decide, along with giving him a gift card, I'm also going to give him some flowers, or maybe I'll get some flowers from my mom. Also, get flowers for yourself. Buy a nice bouquet of fresh flowers. Put them on your dining room table or your kitchen counter, somewhere where you see them all the time. You smell them, you see them, they brighten up your day. Give a small gift to yourself. And I'm not talking about another bottle of wine, and I'm not talking about a bag of chocolate, something that does not go into your mouth, something like flowers. Hey Daniela, thanks for coming on. Let me know where you're watching from, ladies. I'm in Dana Point, SoCal myself. All right, we got a few more. Number 7 and number 8. Who is ready for number 7? Give me a number 7 below and give me a number 8 while you're at it. All right, number 7 is to reduce negativity. Reduce negativity. And this means not just the news, not just all the stuff around COVID and around mask wearing and around social distancing. This means also the people you surround yourself with who are just negative. And they are just always wearing you out, they're bringing you down with them, because that's what negative people do. They like to bring you down with them, and they're dramatic typically. And you may have a family member like this, I used to, and you can go visit them, and then after you leave, you feel like crap. You feel like worse than you ever did when you got there in the first place. Has this happened to anyone? I know it's happened to me, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling, because you want to be able to be around the family, but if they bring you down, if they constantly negative, and it impacts your mood, and this can really impact your whole day. For some people, it may impact the whole week. And when that happens, I encourage you, reduce that time, whether it's a family member, whether it's a good friend, a neighbor, whatever it is, reduce your time with that person or those people, because they're not doing you any favors, and you're not doing yourself any favors by hanging around them. So reduce that time. Maybe make a list of who those people are or the sources that bring you negativity, and then figure out how can you spend less time with that person or with that source, okay? So number 8, we've come to the last point, number 8. Let me know if you're ready for number 8. This is my favorite one because it's super duper duper important for all of us, especially as we grow older, because we all want to grow older, don't we? Don't we? Let me know. All right, number 8 is to improve your health. My company is LTLTE, Learn to Love to Exercise, and this is what I teach my clients. To put yourself first, be mindful, spend time exercising. Do this for your mental health, for your physical health, for your emotional health. All of this is related. And if we're moving our body, whether it's for weight loss or for muscle gain or maybe weight gain, whatever it's for, it's going to help our mood, and it's going to just help us feel better. It's going to help us feel stronger. So if you're not sure of what to do, please let me know. I would love to provide you with some assistance. But a lot of women, they don't know like how to cook healthy. They don't know really what to buy in the grocery store. And maybe you don't know what you can cook that is simple, quick, and healthy at the same time. A lot of times we tend to overcomplicate things, right? So it's super important, and I teach this in the New Me Academy to my clients, is I teach, as I'm a certified nutritionist, I'm super into real food and not supplements and not medications. So I teach how to read the labels and how to incorporate a variety of foods so you get all these nutrients, so you don't have to live on a bunch of supplements, but instead have real food. And with that, I work with my clients on reducing or eliminating medications, because a lot of times we take medications, we don't even know what we're taking it for, we don't even remember how long we've been on it, and that's kind of crazy, because medications have so many side effects. It can really drive you cuckoo. So really pay attention to what medications you're taking, and if you want a copy of my Google Sheet where you can make a list of your medications and all the details that go along with it, let me know and I'll send that to you, because it's super important to know what you're taking, why you're taking it, how many days you're taking it, all these details, because we want to try to eliminate or reduce the medications because of all the side effects. So improving your health, it has to do with the food, it has to do with the supplements, and we don't need a ton of supplements. We need to eat real food because that's what's going to be sustainable for life. Do you agree? Let me know if you're into real food or if you're into supplements. Some people are into more supplements than real food, and it should really be the other way around. We don't need a lot of supplements. And with movement, figure out how you can move. Start with a walk. Maybe it's just around the block, maybe it's around the building where you live, and add a few extra steps every day. Track the steps. You can track them on your smartphone. There's free apps. You can get a Fitbit, you can get an iWatch. There's something that you can track your steps on, and tracking everything, just like in your business, you're tracking your finances, you're tracking your leads, all of that stuff. It's super important to track your workouts, because that's how we're going to evolve with building more muscle and with getting stronger, is to track it. So we know that we've done what we've done the last few days, the last week, a year ago, and so forth. So start simple and then add to it so you're becoming stronger. Maybe incorporate a little bit of jogging into your walk if it doesn't hurt your knees too much. Maybe go up and down some stairs, maybe buy some dumbbells and do some exercises at home. And I also have a free Facebook group, and I invite you to join it. The link is in the description, and I provide daily tips, value, inspiration, and guides there around health and fitness. And I have some free workouts in there that you can get. So I encourage you to join my group. And then important is to start the day slowly. Start it with meditating. Meditating is something that we should all do. And I do it usually twice a day. Do it every single day, preferably when you wake up, so that you can start your day off with a positive note and you visualize what your goals are, what your dreams are, and you keep that top of mind the whole day. And also, if you do this right before you go to sleep, you're going to sleep better, and maybe you're going to dream about what you really, really want versus having some crazy dream, right? So start simple and then build upon it. So I have a few minutes left. What I want to say is, I'm here to help you. And if you want any help at all, if you have any questions for me, join my group. I am, again, 52 and a half years old, so I work with mainly women, middle-age-ish, 40 to 65-ish year old, because I can relate to them. I'm all about educating on food, on meals, versus giving you a set menu or a food guide to follow, because in the end, that's not sustainable. You're not going to learn anything. So I'm about educating. And I'm about providing you a lot of accountability and a lot of support, because that is what we truly all need. And that's what my clients tell me all the time. I need the accountability. I need the support. And that's what they appreciate. And that's how they keep evolving, and they keep reducing weight, and they keep getting stronger for bone health as they're growing older. Even when they travel, even when they go on vacation, they're still able to maintain and maybe even lose weight when they're on vacation, because they know what to do. So they're educated. Education, super important. But of course, implementation is what's going to help you. We can all learn stuff, but if we don't take action, if we don't implement, we're just going to stay the same. So join my Facebook group. Let me know if you would like to have the guide, this guide, what I'm talking about now, in a written format, and I'll send that to you. And again, if you'd like to book a call, let me know. 20-minute free fitness breakthrough call where we talk about your needs, your goals, and I'll give you some pieces of advice on how to move forward. Because a lot of times we're stuck, and we may just need a tip or two to help us get going in the right direction. So thank you all very much for watching. I'm going to jump off a couple of minutes early to allow for the next person to come on. Really appreciate you all being here. Would love to see some comments in this thread, and let me know how I can serve you, because that's why I'm here, and I'm super passionate to help you all, fellow lady entrepreneurs. All right, have a beautiful Wednesday, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Thanks for watching. Give it some thumbs up, give it some hearts, and feel free to share this info with your friends. Take care.